Thank you very much for invitation to give a chance to present this conference. My name is Toshio Hattori, professor at Kibi International University in Japan. Today, I would like to talk on disaster method, novel methods to overcome disaster and tropical infectious diseases. Number of disasters are increasing, like this way, but geophysical disasters remain stable, has not increased so much. However, climate-related disasters have increased a lot, associated with their economical damage. This is a top 10 countries by numbers of people affected in 2018. Japan is here. And also total disaster death toll, Japan is number 3. And also deadliest disaster events in 2018 is flood June in Japan. This flood attacks west coast of Japan, nearby our university. This is a Mabi town, which was flooded by the heavy rain, and also the cars was so in the water, and also houses and electricity way has been damaged. Also very variable frogs disappeared from this area. This is a company, chemical companies, and it was exploded in reaction to the exposed water, and the railroad to universities has been damaged. Also, the road is. The biggest typhoon so far is a Haiyan typhoon, which attacked Philippines in 2013. And Tacloban city was heavily attacked, devastating damage both by hyper strong wind and storm surge. Most of buildings, including healthcare facilities, were severely damaged, and 6,200 people died. This is a nearby seashore. There is a Eastern Visayas Regional Medical Centers was heavily attacked, and since then it was stressed that very important facilities such as hospital should be located in safe place, not nearby seashore. And this is a statue of Philippine University of Tacloban City. And in the city, another hospital was also broken by very strong wind, and the water supply was destroyed. And in the city, that people live in this kind of tent, and the water supply. This is the place where mosquito can grow, and meat was treated like this way. And even dogs is hungry and can bite humans. This is our lives was saved by heated gas, refrigerator, toilet, and safe water, and some drugs and washing machine. But all these things disappears after a disaster. So we have so-called epidemics after disaster. This is before COVID, because COVID itself is disaster. But before COVID, we have water-related infectious diseases such as leptospirosis and melioidosis. Also, diseases associated with crowding, Neisseria meningitis, acute respiratory infections, and vector-borne diseases, malaria, dengue, and chikungunya. Other diseases associated with natural disasters are such as tuberculosis. So, variety of diseases are disaster epidemics after disaster. But as I will strongly stress that COVID itself is a disaster. Before COVID, I believe that HIV, AIDS, and tuberculosis could be the disaster itself in sub-Saharan Africa. This is our collaborating hospital, San Lazaro Hospital at Manila. It was established in 1977 as infectious disease hospital. And the hospitalized patients' numbers and diseases are shown in this slide. Dengue fevers are many, increasing. And also pulmonary TB decreased, but slightly is increasing, associated with the appearance of HIV/AIDS. Now, the HIV/AIDS TB problem is a big issue in Philippines. So, to combat with disaster-related infectious diseases, we have development of point-of-care testing against disaster-related infectious diseases. One is molecular diagnosis. LAMP was described in Tohoku JM in 2016, and the STH pass, very recent development, was described in reports in 2020. And we also, after diagnosis, we would like to know the severity of diseases. So I would like to also propose that matrixellular proteins as severity markers, such as osteopontin and galectin-9. And galectin-9 is a member of the animal galectin family of thiol-dependent lectins, which have an affinity to beta-galactocyte. Galectin-9 was first cloned as eosinophilia chemoattractant. And now galectin-9 plays crucial roles in innate and adaptive immunity via interaction with its receptor TIM3. Galectin-9 can bind to TIM3, and T cells activity become inactivated, and therefore galectin-9 could be one of the co-inhibitory receptors, co-inhibitory molecules, because TIM3 is a receptor of co-inhibitory receptors. And this toxicity is high CTLA4 or PD1, but these kind of co-inhibitory receptors are relatively safe as compared with them. So if you look at dengue viruses, dengue virus is after bitten by mosquito, after virus enters, and then the cells are infected, and virus enter into circulation and infect with peripheral mononuclear cells and CD4, CD8 cells, which is activated and secrete many cytokines. And also they can bind to antibody may cause thrombocytopenia, and also complement cascade was activated, and then vascular leakage and hemorrhage can occur, and then this cytokine chemokine storm cause vascular leakage and hemorrhage and dengue fever, dengue shock syndrome. So to investigate the pathogenesis of these diseases, we have measured galectin-9 in dengue virus infected individuals. As you can see, as compared with healthy control, this is a dengue fever and dengue hemorrhagic fever is the highest values of galectin-9 which we have ever measured. Non-hemorrhagic febrile illness is also high, but not so high like galectin-9. And this increase is become low after critical phase is over. And also in dengue hemorrhagic fever, recovery phase is very low. And this increase is not associated with the subtype of dengue virus as you could see here. Also, galectin-9 is elevated in plasma of malaria patients, and day 0 to day 7 they decrease, and day 28 they become normal levels. But these levels are very more elevated in severe malaria in day 0, and they become normal in day 28. And also we used BUN creatinine ratios to estimate the severity of malaria, and high ratios group showed more elevated levels of galectin-9, indicating in malaria the galectin-9 is associated with their severity. So to find out the febrile illness, if it is malaria, if it is dengue or other viruses, we have developed STH system, use the STH system, and which is published in European Journal Clinical Microbiology Infectious Diseases. This system, single-stranded tag hybridization STH plus printed array strip, we call it STH plus system, is after RNA virus was transcribed to DNA, and then tagged primers was, this is and biotin primers was amplified by PCR method, and we could see the target, amplified target gene by eyes in 5 to 10 minutes. So, and we can differentiate it, dengue virus, Chagan-Yasutan virus, Zika viruses together, Japanese encephalitis, different viruses in the same strips. So we can use these techniques for differentiation of various febrile illness by in a single strip. Also, we can identify each subtype of dengue serotype in single strip, like because we can see the detection of dengue serotype 1, 2, 3, 4, like this way, and this is a copy assays, so very specific and sensitive assays we have developed. As I said, we could also detect the dengue virus, Chagan virus, Zika virus together, like this way, and we have developed at once viruses at once detection system. And finally, if we met these patients and they are very strong inflammatory reactions and we need to treat them not by antivirus drugs, but also we need to develop anti-inflammatory compounds to make them free from cytokine storm. And Dr. Kikuchi at Tohoku University has isolated brepheramide, and then from brepheramide we have developed new compound CDE, which inhibit activity against OPN expression and synthesis, and also these inhibitors not only OPN but also inhibit other inflammatory molecules, which was published last year. And then early this year we have also developed from this brepheramide new compound which has PDL inhibitory activities in journal experimental therapeutic medicine. Japan has three major essays, and one of them, Hojoki, written by Kamano Chome, described many disasters: big fire, tornado, famine, quake, and human disasters, capital relocation, and a person who tried to relocate the capital, Kiyomori Taira, maybe died from imported infectious disease in malaria. So this is a big fire at Angen, 1177. Japan has been suffering this kind of disaster for many years. But also in other countries, people have suffered this kind of disasters. And the author said it is a lot of foolishness to spend a fortune in making a house in such a dangerous city in Kyoto. And after these disasters, he decided to stay Hojo house, and birds wish for a forest, but you don't know their heart. The taste of life in small cottage in forest is good, though thought you don't know if you don't live. And then I would like to finish this talk that we have been experienced many disasters, and I hope we can win against the disaster COVID and have a good resilience experience helped us to fight against COVID. Thank you very much.